Hey love bug, it's me, Emma Upton, clarity alchemist, resistance evaporator, magic map maker, and welcome to Let's Build the Real Thing. This is the podcast where you remember where you put the map to your work, and you do it in a way that feels like an adventure, not a checklist, not a job title, a wild, sacred calling that feels like a boiling hot bath, a scalding brew, and your fave bickies. I built this in the messiest season of my life. Twin babies, full-time teaching, husband away every week, and a brain that never let me rest. No spare time, no sabbatical, just a deep pull that I couldn't ignore anymore. So I followed it. I created the Be Anxiety Free Fine formula from scratch, turned it into a global program, published a book, and left teaching in 2021 to do this full time. Now, I help powerful women bring their work to life, the thing they can't stop thinking about. We tap your magic so the map becomes real, and then we build it together. Let's build the real thing. This meditation called What Am I Missing is something that I am inviting you to do. I am leaving it here. I'll put a timestamp on it when we start the meditation so you can go straight into it. And the whole point behind it is when you know you're circling the next level of something, you are wise enough to know that just thinking about it, just brainstorm it, just sitting down at your desk and saying to yourself, right, this is the moment I'm going to make the decision on this thing. Now, for most normal humans, maybe that works and they can make peace with just making reckless, as my brain, like reckless, frivolous decisions that you don't know that are absolutely for you, that you're either going to have to learn a horrible lesson through, or it's going to work out really, really nicely for you. Some people can operate like that. If you can, amazing. You are going to be able to collapse time around learning the karmic lessons that you are here to figure out the rubbish, the base metals from the gold, and just move forward with your goal. But I know there's a group of people like me who just, it sends our nervous system into shutdown. The idea of needing to just make a decision, knowing with our full heart that it's a big decision, it could absolutely be the opposite of what is helpful. And then we're in this pickle of a situation. To call it a pickle is light sometimes. And now you need to learn the lesson, and you need to navigate yourself out of the situation, and you need to take the gold with you because you're meant to be taking that along and storing it up for the next version of whatever it is that you're here to do. Like, it's a lot to ask from most mortals. So if that's you, but you're dead serious about knowing what your more is, you're dead serious about knowing what the thing is next, like I am, and I will do the things, much more ably and much more willingly, much more willingly, and I'm able to then see what the gold is underneath and take that forward. I have neutralized a lot of that inside my body, but 5 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe even a year ago, I didn't have enough evidence built up that when I just leap, I'll learn. And when I just leap, I can't actually get it wrong. If you're sticking around these ideas of like, I know I'm here for more, I know there is this next level of something stirring inside me, I know the levels that I'm operating at right now are not accessing it, I want to know what to do. I want to know where to go. I want to know how to navigate through it. Then this is going to be a really helpful meditation. Now, journaling is something I find incredibly useful, but only now. I saw it as a complete waste of time. What? I'm just going to sit with myself, the one who doesn't know the answers, and waste my precious time and energy realizing I really don't know the answers. No, thank you. That sounds horrible. But what I learned was the reason I got so frustrated with journaling was because I didn't go beyond what I already knew. I didn't go beyond the tree of terror, who are only dedicated to terrorizing me. I didn't allow a deeper part of me to filter through. The story that springs into my head, and this is an embarrassing story, yet here we are. I trust these instincts. I trust these insights. One of the first times I went to this Tibetan monk who'd been in isolation for 12 years, and I'd been told that he was amazing, so to go see him. And he took me into this depth that I'd never accessed before. And he was asking me questions, and this weird fucking voice, this this might terrify you. And you're like, oh my God, this sounds awful, I'm out. But it was like this little girl version. She didn't sound like me. She sounded like a really annoying little, like, hello. I shut that shit down faster than I knew what, like, no, thank you. I'm out. No, but although I don't go into those spaces where I'm talking to past, I don't know how much of that is made up and my own brain trying to make me feel better, or I don't know. But what I do know is that there is a trio of terror, conscious mind version of the answers that I am seeking. And I know they are in absolute direct opposition to me finding my more. Why? That sounds like insanity, doesn't it? Welcome to being a human. And this is the reason why most people will never actually find the work they're here to do. Because your work is going to take you further away from what you know right now, further away from what is familiar. And the trio of terror, your conscious mind has confused familiar with safe. So if you're going to be out there getting these insane downloads that are putting ideas and motions and notions into your being that have already been there, but they're starting to bring them to life, you're going to be stepping out of what is familiar. And the trio of terror are going to terrorize you about it because it's survival. It's that survival mechanism in the brain saying you're going to go outside of camp and you're going to die. You're going to get eaten by a bear. There's going to be other tribes that don't know you and they're going to want it. That is an innate part of being a human. That part of you is answering every question. So even if you're sitting down to journal, even if you're hardcore, I really want to know what it is I'm here to do, and you're sitting down to journal and you want to make it work and you're doing all of the things that if you're listening to this podcast, that is you, and you're still not getting anywhere, it's because you're being asked to go to a depth. You're being asked to go beyond what the trio of terror are telling you, beyond what is familiar, beyond what is safe. Those answers are not like the scary little girl that came out of me. I've never done that again. Never went back to him. Probably should. I don't think I will. And you get the answers that are actually trying to speak to you. So I'm going to share this meditation. And this meditation is just inviting that depth. No scary little girl voices needed, to come and be louder, to come and guide you. You're going to be saying, you know what? It's okay that I don't know entirely, trio, but I want to know more. Give me some access to the actual answers that are made for me. So if you're doing journaling, if I've given you a playbook, if I'm asking you questions, if you're in one of my quizzes where we're looking into the depth of who you are, what you're here to do, what your voice is, what your work is, then doing it after you've listened to this is going to be really helpful. So haven't got the timestamp because I haven't put the extras in yet, but we're just over 7.5 minutes in. So let's get to it. Put your feet on the floor and really ground yourself in the sitting position. Feel your bottom on the seat, on the ground, wherever it is that you're resting. And let's take a cleansing inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Now I love a little sigh when we come out through the mouth. It's like, fuck off anything that's not helpful. So in through the nose and sigh out. And let's take one more cleansing breath in through the nose. Take it in a little bit longer. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And then do a really nice long exhale out. And then in this deeper space, I want you to play with the question from a depth of you that knows all of the answers. Trio, you may step away. We are not interested in what you have to say right now. Please and thank you. Play with what floats up. Maybe you have a book open in front of you with a pen, and with soft eyes you're going to journal and flow. Maybe you're just going to experience it as images or words and just let them soften around you. And then maybe you're going to flow into your journal after. maybe you're going to be here and just experience this for what it is. From that depth that I'm speaking to right now, I am asking that part of you, what have you been trying to solve with a brain, with the trio that only your heart and your soul and your body can ever answer? What is that? What deep knowing has been trying to reach me, but the trio have been too loud to hear? When you say to yourself, what knowing is trying to reach me, but I've let the trio be too loud to hear it? What floats up? Notice if the trio want to put a lid on it and smile to yourself and say, ha, I see. Now, if you were to soften around this, if you were to open yourself up to this invitation, if you were to listen to this again, although this can land in a second, and that second might be right now, asking yourself, if I softened even a little in this, what might land? Allow yourself to be with these questions. Ask now without any insistence on a clear answer, knowing the answer will come exactly as it is meant to, in the ways that you will absolutely interpret and is impossible to miss. Ask yourself, what am I missing? Be here with the images, with the sensations, with the words. Let them rise as you take a minute to see, as you ask, what am I missing? There is a you that already knows. Allow her to whisper your answer now. Softly open your eyes. Allow this message, this energy, this intention to come into your world right now. If you are doing this as part of the 4 levels of awakening and you're in the playbook, I want you to go now and dive into the 4 different areas to see where you're getting stuck in this awakening, to see where you are being blocked to your work becoming everything it is made to be. If you don't have this guide and you would like it, let me know on More Than This by Emma Upton over on Instagram. I would love to share it with you. Take a look at the podcast episode named The 4 Levels of Awakening for more details on this too. Thank you for being here. Much love.